Most of the time, learning Mandarin follows the rule, no pain, no gain. And sometimes it feels like no gain or pain. When you clicked on this video, you might have thought, there's no such thing as no pain or gain. We all know that. But what's interesting is that if you have been watching Mandarin learning videos on YouTube, I'm sure you've come across titles like Learn Chinese in 30 minutes or Master 1,000 characters in a month. These videos often rack up millions of views, which is a proof of how eager people are to learn Chinese quickly. But let's be honest, and I hate to say this, most of these claims are unrealistic. Hi, I'm Leo. I'm not here to roast. I'm here to answer the question I get asked all the time. How do I learn Chinese with less pain? Should I move to China and then maybe I can pick up the language naturally? In this video, I will introduce some experience from successful learners I've taught and their least painful method to learn Mandarin. First things first, the mindset of learning Mandarin or any languages. If you're going to remember one thing from this video, let it be this. It's a long-time commitment. Even the most talented learners I've ever seen still paid tons of time to learn Mandarin. It's a long-term commitment to learn any languages. If you are here for must-know phrases for China travel or 5 phrases to impress your Chinese restaurant owner, here is Duolingo. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with short-term goals. People have different priorities, and that's 100% okay. But if you want real fluency, get ready for the time investment. If you hear anybody who says you can learn a language in 4 hours, 1 week, 30 days, and to be completely honest, that's not gonna happen. Mandarin takes years of consistent effort. There's no magic hack, just time and patience. Now we get that mindset clear, and let's move on to the successful learner's experience. The best students I've taught never set foot in China. They took some courses, but most of their progress came from their own efforts. I can have full conversations with them in Chinese, and it feels like talking to a native speaker. You might wonder, as I did, how did they master Chinese so well on their own? The short answer, listening. The long answer, listening. The method I'm going to introduce today is called immersion learning, which basically relies on listening to Mandarin a lot. With this method, you can drop your textbooks, stop trying to remember vocab from flashcards, just submerge yourself in Chinese, everywhere, all the time. Here I have a question for you. When you were a kid, did you learn your first language by flashcards, grammar books, or by listening? If you were ever a kid, or you have seen a kid, you would realize that kids don't study the language to speak. They absorb language through context. Kids don't sit around thinking about grammar rules. Oh, where should I put this verb in this sentence? They just soak up thousands of hours of language input, and their brains figure things out. If this is an ability we were born with, have you thought about why kids pick up languages naturally, but adults always study them like it's homework? We've all seen so many people spend hours memorizing grammar rules and treating language like it's some kind of math problem. Maybe now you're wondering, hold on, if an adult did exactly what a baby does to learn a language, would they get the same results? which is basically asking, is this ability only exclusive to children? The answer is no. According to language acquisition theory, you are born with it. So is everybody, not only children. That doesn't mean you should never look up a word or check a grammar rule when you are stuck. I'm not saying you should literally act like a baby because, hey, you're an adult and you've got way more knowledge and tools to work with. Like we just said, what's good about being an adult? Your language level might be no better than a 3-year-old Chinese toddler, but your brain works so much faster. Plus, you can take advantages of tools. Babies can't decide what they want to listen to or look up things. You can. So how does listen and absorb work? For example, I'm going to replace some words with Mandarin vocab and see if you can still figure out what they mean. If I said, this 杯子 is yellow and this 杯子 is blue, you didn't know the word 杯子 and I didn't teach what it means. But you could still figure it out from the context that it refers to mugs. Humans are all wired to pick up language naturally when they're exposed to it enough. So now the question becomes, how do you expose for enough time? Easy. Drown yourself in Chinese-speaking environment. You can either watch Chinese dramas, YouTube channels, or even listening to podcasts. If reached higher level, here is another tip of what to listen first. If you want to make the most progress possible, you should probably stick to things that are at least a little bit comprehensible to you. This is just because there's more context available for you when you understand things and drawing connections between the things that you do know. And the things that you don't know is a lot easier if you already have a solid base of understanding. But at the end, it's totally up to you to choose what you feel comfortable to listen to. Listen to your interest. This can range anywhere from YouTube videos, animation, or TV shows. Anything as long as it's Chinese. In this process, you are actually going to acquire phrases or sentences through hearing them hundreds of times through natural context. I've talked to some really good non-native speakers, and they all mentioned that they're very obsessed with Chinese drama, and they did watch a lot of them. I'm not saying you should replace your playlist to Chinese drama now. Again, your interest is the best motivation. It's just showing that it's a proved effective way to pick up Mandarin. I know some of you might be thinking, well, Leo, that's unrealistic. I'm super busy. I don't really know how to sit down and watch things for hours a day in Chinese. I have 3 part-time jobs and 10 kids to take care of. Well, if you have heard of the word passive learning, this is your solution. Basically, you just need to wear earphones while you're doing something else, like putting dishes into dishwasher, taking a bus, or while driving, or even listen to something before you go to sleep. Passive learning also helps you absorb the language. Over time, the sounds, phrases, and rhythms of Mandarin will become second nature. It's not about forcing yourself to memorize. It's about creating an environment where learning happens almost unconsciously. Fluency isn't about shortcuts. It's about consistency and immersion. So let's sum it up. Listen, absorb rather than study. Give yourself time and let the language become a part of you. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. I'm Leo. See you next time. Bye for now.